recorded so that those who missed out can go through it later. Let me just share this one screen. Just let me know if you can all see. Okay, I hope everybody can see my screen. So again, welcome to the TTR4 orientation. The program is between June 10th to June 17th, and it'll be happening at our camp Aquaterra at Upper Ganga Valley. Okay, the children will be doing various activities whilst they are there. And just a little bit about us before we get into the orientation. So we have been running these camps for the last 30 years, and we've been helping children enjoy outdoor adventure activities for the last 30 years across various locations in India. And this is one of our camps where the children get to enjoy three different activities at a very high skill level as well, right? And as I said, the camp is happening in Camp Aquaterra, and the children. It's one of our premium camps where the children get to enjoy whitewater rafting, they enjoy whitewater kayaking, and also low ropes and high ropes course, which they will be doing whilst they are there on the program, right? The camp also is quite massive in terms of space and the tents that they'll be staying in. There's plenty of places for the children to do all these activities. They have a bonfire pit, and they have a very nice dining area, which is just which will help the children to bond and help build various social skills whilst they are there as well. And this is happening in Rishikesh, which is, as you know, the India's rafting capital as well, right? The children will be doing their activities on Ganga, and they'll be primarily doing it on Grade 3 Rapids. And we have all the equipment and everything that is needed for them to do the activities quite safely. And we also have instructors who will be there, who will be helping the children to do all these activities as well. And as I mentioned, they'll be doing whitewater rafting, whitewater kayaking, and high ropes course. And I'll run through how the program will go through for the children whilst they are there, and we'll also go through the list of things that you actually need for the camp, right? So how it starts off with, we do a slow progression for the children, so it will not be like them turning up on camp and doing the activities right away, right? So we'll start off with them, with us teaching them the basics of things. We'll run through the safety briefing once they come into camp. So day one will primarily be us telling them how to do the activities properly. We'll run them through all the equipments that is used, what they need to do, what all the communication languages, all of that will be taught to them whilst they are there on day one. And they'll have a nice little ice breaking session on day one, which will also help them to understand everybody, and they'll get to know each other well. And they'll do a small rafting session on Ganga before engaging in the kayaking activity. This will be like a little expedition which the children will do. And apart from these, as I said, there's an high ropes course which the children will do as well, which will help them to build. It's a very fun and challenging activity, and they will do other camp-based activities and social awareness sessions as well. So it's a complete package of them just not doing the activities alone, but they will also learn and pick up various skills, social skills, communication skills, all of that whilst they're there on camp, right? And it's a fun mix. And as you can see here, you can see that the children are rafting, and there's a photograph of children kayaking, and then just them taking a dive into the river, right? And if you see, they're all wearing their life vests, and all the equipment is provided to us from Akotara, which is top notch. I'll run through the program design now. It will tell you what the children will be doing on a day-to-day basis, so that you also get an idea as to how and what the children will be doing there on camp, right? As I said, day one, they'll be primarily engaged in introductions, icebreakers, and also the safety briefings, and also what to do whilst on camp and what not to do on camp. They'll get to know all the instructors will be with them. And basically, a little orientation on the campus and what's where the tents are situated, where the washrooms are situated, all of that, right? And this will give them a nice little time for them to connect and get to know each other as well. And the children will be reaching the campus by lunchtime, and then they'll be doing all these icebreaker activities. That's day one pretty much sorted for them. Day two, they'll do a small rafting session from Shivpuri to NIM, where it'll be again, as I said, a grade three rapid, and this will be like their first rafting session. And once they finish their rafting session, they'll do a small ropes course after lunch. Ropes course is basically a small obstacle course that we have built using ropes and bamboo, and there are various levels to this. And since the children are slightly older here, they'll have a little more adventurous high ropes course, which is about usually the low ropes course is around 10 to 15 feet, and this is somewhere around 30 to 40 feet up high in the air. And this is these activities are created to help them to build more courage, strength, and also work on their teamwork as well. Right, that's pretty much day two. Is The morning session will be them rafting, and then the evening session after lunch, afternoon session after lunch would be the ropes course. Right. Day three, they will also learn about the safety techniques of the rafting. Right. So before they go into the actual raft session, what they'll do is they'll do various drills on land. Right. Before they get into the water, they'll learn flip drills, which is basically them jumping off the raft and then flipping the raft up over. And they will also learn how to do self rescue, whilst the raft is flipped. And the children are always protected with the life vests. They'll always be wearing life vests, and they'll have the instructors right next to them. So before they go into the water, they learn all these safety techniques, which they will actually practice on land, and then they will do it on the water as well. This will also help them to understand and learn all these techniques. So when they come to camp with us, it's not them just doing the activities, but they also learn all the basics, so that in case they do these activities in the future, they're well versed with what they need to do and how to communicate while they are in the water and all of that. And then again in the evening, they'll have afternoon, they'll have their lunch, and then they'll do another high ropes course activity on day three. And day four, we've just planned a little expedition for them. They go to the little nearby village where they explore the local culture, and they'll have their first kayaking session. And they'll again learn all the basics as to what to do whilst they're in the water. They'll also learn the safety briefings. They'll understand what the equipments are and how to use them whilst they're in the water. And they'll do a little small paddling session from Silver Sands to Gular Bridge. This will be after lunch, right? So the day session will be them exploring the local culture in the village, and in the afternoon after lunch, they'll just go and do the small paddling session just to help them understand all the basics that they've learned. So as you've seen, the way we've arranged the program is they'll learn all the basics first, and slowly they'll head out and do the activity, and they'll practice what they've learned. This will make them more confident while they're doing the activities, so that and they'll help understand whatever they've learned as theory. It will also help them understand whilst they're doing it in the water. Right. Day five is where the real challenge actually begins for them, and they do a small kayaking expedition from Devprayag to Biaskat. Right. This will be depending on how the children have learned and how energetic the children are. The duration of this will be different. And after reaching Biaskat, the children will camp overnight, and then they'll enjoy a nice beach campfire, in the night, and they'll spend the entire day. And then the next day, after the night out, they'll continue kayaking around 15 kilometers to the Upper Ganga Gorge, right? And again, this distance depends on how well the children are feeling, like how energetic they are. So sometimes they might do 15 kilometers. Sometimes if they're very energetic and enthusiastic, they might do 18 kilometers or even 20 kilometers sometime. This all depends on how energetic the children are. And if we see that some children are tired, we'll just cut the journey short for them so that they have enough time to rest and recover. And day seven, they'll be taking a nice break, because if you see, the first 6 days are completely packed for them, and this allows them to to recharge and give their body a rest before leaving from the camp, right? And day seven is when they'll have a nice talent night, which we designed for them. This is something that it's designed for the children, so the where they can showcase their talents. Like all children have some special talents with them. And this night is where they can either prioritize either doing it by themselves, showcasing their talents as an individual, or work together as a group as well, and showcase their talents as well. So we've seen lots of creative stuff which have been thrown to us by the children, and I'm looking forward to the children here as well, where they showcase their talents as well. And the last day, they'll have their reflection session, where they get to look upon what they've learned over the last 7 days, and they will also understand as to how what and all they've learned whilst they were at camp. They'll exchange contacts. Last day, the kids will all be, some of them will be excited, some will be very emotional to leave the camp, but they'll leave from camp and they'll be arriving to Delhi by 10 p.m. Right. This is just about the program flow, to tell you quickly what they'll be doing on the camp. And we also have, as I said, so when the children are doing the activities, we'll have instructors who will be right there next to them, helping them and guiding them to do all these activities. Right. On all our camps, we have a 1:6 child ratio, and we also have one female instructor per 10 female children. Right. These instructors are highly trained, and they're experts at what they do, and we also train the instructors to be understanding of all the children's sentiments, and to be emotionally able to emotionally connect with them as well, right? Because the children are going to be away from home for a period of 8 days, and the instructors are also trained in a way so that they can accommodate all the children's needs whilst they're there on campus as well. And as I said, we will have instructors from Aquaterra as well, who are the partners who help do the kayaking and rafting activities, and they will ensure that all the equipment is from there as them as well. And these are all top-notch equipments because they are a worldwide renowned company who deals with rafting and kayaking over there. And with regards to transport, so we have been doing these camps, for the last 30 years, and this Rishikesh camp we've been doing for the last 10, 12 years now. And we always vet our drivers. We use the trusted drivers and transportation people. We always have one person who's dedicated to make sure that the driver is following all the rules and protocols, and there is always a backup driver who will be there so that the children are safe during the journey. And with regards to the equipment, as I said, these are all top-notch equipments which are provided by Aquaterra as well, and they are the leading aquatic organization in India. So they make sure that they follow all strict norms and regulations as well. Right. The instructors, as I said, will be there with the children when they're doing the activity, and most of our instructors are wilderness first aid experts, right? So they'll be able to administer, and if there's a small scratch or if some child is sick, they'll be able to administer first aid quite immediately. And we also have an emergency vehicle which will be there on campus, and the nearest hospital, as mentioned here, is only 28 kilometers away. So in case we need to take the children to the hospital, there's always an emergency vehicle present, and there will be a doctor on campus as well. So in case the child is sick, the doctor will also have a look at them. And when the children are out and away on the activities, as I said, the instructors who are there are wellness first aid experts, so they'll be able to administer first aid immediately. Right. This is about them. And when it comes to accommodation and meals, uh, the children will be, pitching their own tents when they are doing the expedition, right? And they will also be having their own portable toilets when they are doing the expedition. On camp, they will be staying in very large, comfortable tents, and around three to four kids at a tent. I'd say three kids in a tent is what we are usually doing. And there will be boys tents and then girls tents, and we have separate boys and girls areas where the washrooms are also separate for them. And we will keep the camp as clean as possible for them. We keep clean it every time. And we also expect the children, if any children is here in the orientation, we also expect you to keep the camp very clean and tidy, so that there are others who will be using the washrooms after you. And this helps you to understand and foster the communal living space, and also the spirit of sharing common spaces with others. So you'll have to be mindful to know that there are others who will be there, who will be using the facilities as well. So make sure that you maintain it in a very nice way, right? And meals, except for the night outs when the children are heading out and doing their activities apart outside the camp, the children will have meals which will be prepared by our campus staff fresh every day. and you will have it's mostly vegetarian, but then there will be non-veg food which will be shared 3 to 4 times during the program. And if you have a specific food request, or if you have an allergy that we need to know, please let us know so we can arrange an alternate food option for that as well. And we have Jain food which will be provided in case you need Jain food, that can also be arranged for them, right? And fruits and snacks and refreshments will be there throughout the day for the children. We encourage the children to continuously hydrate themselves as well. It's a very it takes a nice effort for you to complete the program, because you're going to be doing the activities through the day, and we request the children to eat properly and hydrate themselves. They're going to be spending a lot of energy as well, and the instructors are there as well, who will be making sure that the children don't skimp out on their meals. And we also encourage the children not to consume too much or too less, or end up wasting food, right? We advise the children to make sure that they're mindful of what they need, so that take what they're able to eat and not waste a lot of food as well, right? And there are different places from which the children will be traveling out from. So we have children who will be departing from Delhi at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then there will be children who will be leaving from Dehradun airport as well, who are flying in from other places. Right. 2 days before the camp starts, we will send you out a message with the travel coordinators' details, the airport coordinators' details, and what time you need to be arriving at all these places. We have mentioned here that the bus will leave at 2:30 sharp from Dehradun. In case you are coming in at a later flight, we'll definitely wait for you to arrive, and then we will all leave together from there, right? And on the return, as I said, the children will be arriving back to Delhi by 10 p.m. and children leaving to Dehradun airport will be leaving camp after lunch, and then reaching the airport as well, right? And it's about 300 kilometers away from Delhi and only about 60 kilometers away from Dehradun, right? And the children from Delhi will be traveling in a nice AC bus, and from Dehradun, once the children reach Dehradun, they'll be shifted into a minibus, and again from Dehradun, they will all be leaving from in minibuses, right? We've come to the most important part of this orientation, where we set clear expectations for all the children and the parents. So, any children, any child who's here in this orientation, please ensure that you listen to these particular parts. You will be learning a lot more when you go to the camp, actually, but you need to understand that this is something that we set very clear expectations for you right now, so that when you go to the camp, you don't think that you missed out on something, right? So it doesn't come as a shock to you when you go to the camp, right? First of all, this is a no gadget camp, so all our camps are no gadget camps, so there'll be no phones or any gadgets whilst you are on camp. And we encourage the children. I mean, this is designed in a way so that the children don't end up spending a lot of time on their screens, and rather communicating with each other and connecting with the nature and the activities. So they'll be fully engaged in the activities, so that there is no need for them to to use their phones or gadgets whilst they're there, right? Parents, please keep help them understand that they're there at the camp to have fun, and they don't need their phones actually, right? And this is not a luxury camp or a resort, right? This is an outdoor adventure camp, right? It's a perfect camping experience for them. And as mentioned before, the children will be staying in tents, and the programs are all designed for them to rough it out a little bit, so that they get to understand how the real world works when they're out in the nature camping. They can't expect any sort of luxury whilst they're there. And we encourage the children to take care of their tents, and as I said, the washrooms. And even though we clean them ourselves, we encourage the children to take care of it themselves as well, so that as I said, they understand that there is somebody else who will be using the facilities after them. So I encourage the child, like every children here who's signed up for this program, to have fun, and to rough it out as well. Like, it's a little challenge that we are throwing at you, so it'll be nice if you can embrace the challenge and have fun whilst you're there. um, at the beginning of the orientation, I said that I've shared a little WhatsApp communication channel link in the chat. For those who have joined after the orientation had started, please save Mahesh's phone number. He's the program manager for this camp. And we will be sharing two updates from the camp every day, one at 11 a.m. and the next one at 6 p.m. These updates are generic updates which will tell you what the children have been doing, and what they've eaten, or if they've done something special. And just to give you a little idea as to what they're doing through the day, to ensure you that they're all fine. And in the evening updates, we'll share a couple of, like, 10 to 15 photographs to help you understand, to also see like how the children are doing the activities and enjoying their time on camp, right? These photos and videos are taken by the instructors who are there on camp. We don't have a separate person who will be there to take the photos. The instructors, whilst their primary role over there is to ensure that the children are safe while doing the activities, right? And they'll be keeping their eye on them through right from the start daybreak and then all the way till they go to bed, right? They're there to help them to be safe and comfortable, and at the same time they also try to take some photos and videos whilst they are doing the activity, right? This being primarily a water based camp, they will try their best to take photographs, and then they share it to us whenever they are free, right? And then it comes staggered to us. But since we send the evening update at 6 p.m., you might not see your child in any of the photos, or you might see a bunch of kids in the photographs, and you might there might be some kid who might be doing an individual photograph and things like that. Please don't worry, the children are all safe, and we will be sharing all the photos and videos from camp after the camp is over through a Google Drive link, right? It usually takes about 2 days for us to collate it from all the instructors. But just to let you know, so not to worry, we will be doing all of that once the camp is over. And if you don't see your child's photograph, during the evening update, please don't worry or panic. They're completely fine. It's just that we haven't received the photos because there's network issues, and especially if the children are on their expedition, the instructors have to wait till they get the network and then share this across. And usually, even though I said 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., there might be some delays due to network issues. And this will be the only place where you will get the information from us from the camp, right? You will not receive any, there's no WhatsApp groups, there is nothing. All updates will be here on this channel. The next message which you will get from us is the departure message, as I said, 2 days before the camp starts. After which, all messages will be on this channel, and I would request everybody to join the channel in case you haven't done so already. And if there is anything that needs to be communicated to you from the camp, uh, is the only you will hear from us, right? We have a saying: as long as you don't hear from us, it means that everything is good, right? No news is good news. And likewise, if you need something which is needs to be communicated as an emergency to the children, please reach out to Mahesh. He is the single point of contact for this program, and he'll help pass on the message to you. And you'll be getting a call only from Mahesh for this program. And again, to reiterate, this is a no gadget camp, right? There is no phones whatsoever. So for people who are traveling by flight, you will be carrying your phone. And what will happen is, once you reach the airport, Dehradun airport, you will call the airport coordinator. And once you come out of the airport and once you met with our team, that's when the phones will be taken away from you. And I would request all the parents to put the phones in a nice Ziploc pouch bag along with the power bank and a charger, because even though we have sockets on camp, they'll not be using their phones at all for this duration. So just send them with a nice power bank and also charging cable as well. You can get yourself a nice point and shoot camera. There are no digital or smart cameras allowed on camp. But if you're bringing any cameras, it's up to you to take care of the camera, right? If it gets broken or lost, will not be held responsible. As I said, you'll be engaged in doing the activities on water, so it's not necessarily needed that you need a camera with you. And we'll be sharing the photos as well. But in case you are bringing it, please ensure that you are taking utmost care of it. And if something happens to it, will not be held responsible for it, right? There is still about 10 days before this program starts. So and you saw how packed the days are. So in case this is for the children mainly, in case you haven't done any sort of physical activity, or this is the first time you're going to do something strenuous for a week long camp, I would recommend all the children here to start doing a little jog or a brisk walk for about 30 to 45 minutes every day, not more than that, right? And in case you're planning to get yourselves new shoes, please wear those shoes from today so that you break into them and don't turn up on camp with new shoes, and it might end up you getting some blisters which will make the experience horrible. So in case you're getting a new shoe, parents, please encourage the children to start walking 30 to 45 minutes in the evenings or in the mornings whenever it's comfortable for them. That'll be perfect, right? And again, one more main thing: we have zero tolerance on bullying and indiscipline on our camp, right? This is mainly for the children, so you're going there to have fun and enjoy the activities, right? You would have to consider everybody as your friends, and I would request all the children to to treat each other as friends and show good camaraderie whilst you're there. And in case someone is bullying someone, I would request the child who's being bullied to walk up to the instructors and inform them. Unless you tell us what's happening, we will not be able to see or know what's happening. When we see something that's happening, we'll immediately take an action on that, and we'll start off with a little warning to the child who's the bully. And in case we see that it's continuously happening, we'll send the child back at your own expense, right? We will not have any tolerance on this whatsoever. And again, if you find anybody using substance, cigarettes or alcohol or any sort of that, we'll immediately expel you from the program and blacklist you from any of our future programs as well. And this will be at your own expense, right? With regards to food, the food is always prepared fresh for them whilst they're on camp. You don't need to send them with any snacks for this duration at all. What will happen is, in case you send them with the children, and then the bags are going to be lying in their tents, and this usually attacks bugs, insects, or sometimes even monkeys to come into that. So I would recommend not to send any sort of junk food with them. We'll be taking care of all their meals right from the travel. The travel buses will also have snacks, water, all of it. So you don't actually need to send them with anything. And again, we take care of all the things for the children whilst they're on camp. You don't have to send them with any money, but I would recommend, we have a souvenir shop at the end, so I'd recommend 4 to 5,000 rupees with them, so that they can buy the merchandise. Or if you're traveling in a no frills airline like Indigo or something, just for them to eat a little bit whilst they're in the airport, right? That's pretty much all the cash that they need. And if the cash, you can hand it over to the instructors, and again, a nice Ziploc pouch to say how much you're handing it over. That will be perfect. And this is all the information about the program. We'll go through the list of things that you need to pack. Temperature right now in Rishikesh is around mid 30s. It says 42 here, but that was in April. And I'm looking at mid 30s to early 40s whilst they're there, whilst the children are there. The children are going to be exposed to direct sunlight, so I would recommend, and in the night it gets chilly as well. So we have sent this list to everybody. I would request all of you to follow this to the T, right? This is we've been since we've been doing this for a very long time. We've planned it in a way so that the children have enough, right? Please don't overpack or underpack. Ensure that the children have 7 to 8 quick dry t-shirts. They're going to be spending a lot of time in the water. Please send them with lots of quick dry t-shirts, 4 quick dry shorts, one sweatshirt, as you can see in the photograph, one. I'd say send them with 2 track pants, but 1 track pants is fine. 4 to 5 pairs of socks. Definitely one quick dry towel, a cap, and sunglasses is a must. Right, they're going to be spending a lot of time outdoors in the hot sun. Please send them with a cap and sunglasses, and enough undergarments, 2 pairs of night clothes, and one raincoat. Right, these are all must. And when it comes to footwear, definitely send them with a pair of hiking sandals like this, so that it doesn't catch on to their ankles. So they have enough breathing space whilst they're walking in the campus. Crocs are fine for this. Just make sure that they have the straps on the Crocs in case the child is more comfortable wearing Crocs. And definitely one pair of rubber sole shoes like this. If you're getting a new shoe, please make sure that they're worn in, so that the children don't turn up to the camp without with new shoes, right? Make sure that they're worn and they're broken in. And in case somebody has any doubts on which shoe to get or which sandal to get, please reach out to Mahesh. If you share a photograph with him, he'll be able to assist you with what you need to get. Other items that you need to pack: shower gel, toothbrush, paste, sunscreen. Sunscreen is a must because, as I said, again, they're going to be spending a lot of time in direct sunlight. and make sure that they have lip balms, cold creams for the night. A torch or a headlamp again is a must. Make sure that you pack a plastic bag for their used and wet clothes. There are going to be a lot of wet clothes, as I said again, water activity, a lot of wet clothes. Make sure that they have a small bag for that, and definitely a 750 ml to a 1 liter water bottle. This will ensure that the children are completely hydrated whilst they're doing the activities, right? They If any child is going through any medication whilst they're going to be on camp, please put the medicines in a nice ziploc pouch again, and let us know what time we need to administer these medicines, so that the instructors on camp will be able to remind the children to take the medicines on time, because they're going to be engaged throughout the day. Sometimes the children might forget. If there is any medicines that you need to let us know, as I said, if you have any food allergies that we need to know about, please reach out to Mahesh, give him the details so that he is able to inform the camp staff ahead, right? And if you're a child who's wearing spectacles, please carry an extra pair of spectacles. I would not recommend contact lenses. They will get lost, or they will not last longer with the amount of activities that you're going to be doing in the water. An extra pair of spectacles, and if you have the retainers, perfect, that will be good. And with regards to bags, one small backpack. This is where you'll be carrying your towel, your sunglasses, your water bottle, or a spare t-shirt or shorts, whatever it is that you need, and you'll be carrying this when you're doing all the activities as well. One big rucksack like this to put all your stuff in. Please don't send the children with any hard luggage or suitcases or trolleys. They will get damaged. It's not an even service. They're going to be out in the wilderness. It says rucksack size 55 to 60 liters. I would say 60 to 70 liters, because they're going to be spending a little over a week on the camp. We have lots of rucksacks now, which is, which opens up in the middle, so it helps the children to take it out as well. We also have a merch store where you can get all of the above mentioned items in case you don't have any. I'll share the merch store link after the orientation, so after this briefing. And the cash, again, as I said, 3 to 4,000 rupees, or 4 to 5,000 in case you want, if they want to spend a little bit whilst they're there at the airports. They'll be handing it over to the instructors, and when they're having the souvenir shop, they can get it from them and use that money. Again, to reiterate, no phones, no expensive jewelries or gadgets like Kindle, smartwatches, tabs, or tags. If your child likes to read, please send them with a hard copy book. um, no smartwatches. Definitely, a regular watch is fine, but again, you will have to take care of it. If it gets damaged or lost, will not be held responsible. No tabs, attacks, nothing. It's like no gadgets whatsoever. Let the children go and enjoy their time on campus without any of this, and they'll have lots of fun as well, right? Yeah, again, to reiterate, if anything, whatever the child is carrying, expensive stuff, if it gets damaged, we will not be held responsible to it. Cameras, I've run through this already. The simple point and click like this one is fine, but again, you will not need it in case you like taking photographs. A simple point and photograph click photo camera like this is fine, and you'll have to take care of it, right? For children who are flying into Dehradun, ensure that you have these following things in a nice Ziploc pouch as well, right? Make sure that you have your power bank, your charging cable, a printed copy of your return ticket, right? This is a must, because sometimes airports might not accept digital forms of tickets. Please make sure that you have a printed copy of your return ticket, original Aadhaar card as well. Again, this is so that the children, the airport sometimes might not accept it, so please make sure that you have an original Aadhaar card. And as I said, if you want some cash for the airport, you can do that as well. These are all the things that you need to know. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now. And yes, we are now open for Q and A's. If you have any people, I mean anyone, if you have any questions, please feel free. You can use the React button to raise your hand. I'll just go through the questions which are here so that I can answer them first. Aqua shoes, Pooja, you don't need shoes as such. When the children are doing the activities, they're going to be wearing, rubber soled shoes. I think you are not able to see the photo, but Mahesh has just shared water shoes as well. You can get anything, all these shoes which are required for the camp, you can get it from Decathlon. But in case, as I said, in case you have any doubts with the existing shoe that you have, please reach out to Mahesh. He'll be able to assist you with that. If anybody else has another question, please use the react button to raise your hand and I'll answer them.
Puja ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah, hi,
yeah. So about the aqua shoes, I was just wondering.
Pooja, we can't hear you. Hello? Pooja, we can't hear you. Okay, I'm not sure if anybody else can hear her, but she's on mute.
No. It's the same for all. Ma'am, you've been muted again. Can you just try again?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, much better. Yeah.
Okay. So I was asking whether I she can carry aqua shoes instead of the regular shoe, the two strap loafers kind of shoes. Will that do, or do I need to get?
No, she can carry the aqua shoes with her, but she will also need a regular rubber soled shoes. Like the I'll just share a photograph.
Yeah, she has the rubber sole trekking shoes, but not the open float.
No, the rubber soled shoes are fine. You can just share a photograph to Mahesh, and he'll be able to tell you if those are okay or not. But yeah, if you have an aqua shoe already, that's perfect. And if you have a nice trekking shoe, that's also perfect.
Also, ma'am,
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
understood your
have
question.
aqua shoes and trekking shoes.
Perfect.
Sure. I understood your question. The idea being, we want the two-strap sandals for while the kids are on campus doing activities, as we don't allow any slip-ons or slippers on camp. Aqua shoes specifically will come into use only while doing water activity.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it.
Mishka, yes, please go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Yeah, it's regarding while kayaking, you're going from one place to the other.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to the luggage because you are going and camping? Then are you coming back to the
Uh,
in camp?
So, as I said, the main rucksack, right, will be on our campus, right, and the children will be carrying a smaller rucksack whilst they're doing the. It's a more like a knapsack which they'll be just carrying it on their backs, where they'll carry their essentials like a towel, change of shirt, and anything that they need basically. But their main luggage is going to be on the main campsite. They will not be carrying their entire luggage with them.
So the main luggage does not move till they are leaving back. So basically, from airport to the campus and campus to airport, that is the movement of the luggage, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. And as far as the small knapsack is, it's regarding that you will be using it. You'll be carrying it during the kayaking expedition
Uh, no,
movement.
sir. No, sir. While water activities, they won't be carrying anything specific. For the night out, the team will be carrying separate things where we'll be having our rafts full of tent materials and a lot of other things that we'll be carrying. In case if we are carrying a small knapsack that goes with the instructors in a separate raft, which has tarps and certain things over it, but the kids are not carrying anything with them specifically while on water. The only duration where they're doing a night out in this course of activity is only one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
No problem. Does anyone else have any other questions? Pooja, you have a question again?
Yes, I do. About the rains, are rains anticipated in this period, and how?
There are some little rains which are there, but in case if it rains, we have activities which we will do to keep the children engaged. Right? It usually doesn't hinder with the activities a lot, but as I said, the temperatures I'm looking at are in the high mid 30s to high 40s. Right? It shouldn't rain a lot at that point of time, but in case we do get rains, the children will be kept engaged with another activity, and once the rain stops, they'll be doing their activities.
So, ma'am, also
Okay,
currently we've got
because
triple trouble programs running at Rishikesh. So I've been monitoring the weather there. So we've got some few showers and drizzles happening right now. As per the weather report, also, it starts raining continuously post the 17th. Okay, so right now it's just small drizzles and showers. And as Michael mentioned, we alter the timings of the activities. Rafting, generally, kayaking doesn't get affected unless until it's heavy rains. In fact, just adds to the thrill with some of water going higher. But if in case it's raining continuously in the morning, we can run the session again in the afternoon also. So we'll alter as per the weather and take a call while on.
Yeah. My main concern was not the rains per se, but uh, the river becoming more,
No,
the
so
rapids being more dangerous because of the rains.
So, ma'am, I'll tell you one thing that we're best assured with. 30 years of Inme experience, being best at what we're doing here. We are tied up with Aquaterra. In fact, the government reaches out to Aquaterra whenever there's an emergency. So, Aquaterra is Asia's biggest water sport company. They're based out of Rishikesh itself. So, are also a lot of intel and insights on the weather come from them itself, and they're very well experienced on this. From water levels to everything is measured and recce. This tracks and this expedition kilometers that they're doing are all recce. So they'll take a best call there. Some rain will add to the chill, but if the water level goes about 10 mm, then we will have to change the timing of the activity or wait for the water to settle down. So we are very well aware on this and we'll take care of this accordingly.
Yeah, safety is utmost. Yeah.
We'll
We'll
make
take care
sure
of
that the children are completely safe. Not to worry. That's our primary thing. Children's safety is first.
Yeah,
Okay,
I might
that's
have them do indoor activities and not go on water activities also, and just have them do a lot of team building activities and might skip the activity also, as safety is our first priority. It's not about getting them to do rafting and kayaking, it's about having safety to be our first priority. But in case if we can switch the timings and have it covered later in the day, we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. And I actually joined the meeting a little late, sorry. So I missed some parts in the beginning. Do we have the names and contacts of the person who, because
yeah.
Anusha is flying from Mumbai to Dehradun. So who
So
will she be
Pooja,
meeting there?
yeah, so as I said, this meeting is actually being recorded, right? And we'll share a recording of this in the WhatsApp channel, right? And all the departure details will be sent to you 2 days before the program starts. So on 8th, you'll get all the information as to who will be at the airport and what the children have to do when they reach the airport. All of that will be shared to you on the 8th from Mahesh's number. So Mahesh's number, I've also mentioned it on the chat along with the WhatsApp channel at the start. I'm just going to put it up again so that everybody can see and then join them as well, right?
And
So
Pooja ma'am,
yeah.
this messages will come to you on your personal number as well, not just the channel. According to the Delhi Dehradun plan, we'll just have this plans with us on what kids have chosen, and accordingly we'll be sharing this airport coordinator numbers with you on the 8th on your personal one.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So yeah, I've just reposted the merch website link as well. So anybody who signed up will get a 10% discount with us when you're buying stuff from the merch website. And the WhatsApp channel link is also mentioned along with Mahesh's phone number. And if no one has any questions, we'll end this orientation now. I'm just stopping the recording.